Hello everyone, my name is Nhung. A topic I joined today to presentation is COVID-19 and overseas travel restriction impacts on the domestic tourism and demand. A reason to choose this topic because I want to understand better about COVID-19 and evaluate an outcome in overseas travel and domestic tourism and to find ways how the tourism industry back to normally. And now let's get started with the background to problem. COVID-19 is a new strain of virus first discovered in Wuhan, China at the end of 2019. Uh, COVID-19 behind the health crisis and affect the global economy. The government has implemented border closures, restriction, curfew, and lockdown to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Due to the 14-day quarantine for tourists and the suspension of visa operation, it has resulted in limited for international travel and impact on domestic tourism demand. And the literature views, due to the strict travel restriction, country face a reduction in the international tourist arrival decreased by 58 to, and more than 80% of line dropped in April 2020. As a result, government closed border and restriction the travel and tourism activity on hold. People cannot travel due to restriction that make domestic trip. During the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, so tourists will avoid visiting destination if they consider it risky. Tourists start travel and tourism activities, new protocols and update hygiene and safety measure for the tourist family in place. The gap identification. New tourism change is a gap identification to study and analyze the change in tourist destination. Research question is based on the quantitative data. The main research question in this study it will create as three questions. The first one is how does overseas travel affect due to the COVID-19? The second one is what factors that influence to tourist decision making in domestic tourism during COVID-19. And the third one is what new trends are travelers choosing for their trips during COVID-19. Objective of the study to identify the impact of COVID-19 into international tourism and understand how domestic tourism become popular now, and to determine the expectation of tourists in domestic tourism during COVID-19 pandemic, and to discover new travel trends to travelers during COVID-19 restriction. For research methodology, um, research design, it collects from descriptive and quantitative research design is used to collect the data. For sampling, the target population is people who live in and working in Melbourne City. The total sample of 18 persons were chosen for quantitative interview. For research adjustments, the study used questionnaire and interview guide to collect quantitative data. And the question have 15 questions, comprise close and ended question, and 35 to 7 minutes to fill out. For the data collection, the study collected from primary and secondary data. Primary data was used in the questionnaire and interview through phone call and emails, and the secondary data were collected from library research and International Journal of Tourism Research and other research. And data analysis. In total of 18 respondents who participated in the survey to answer the questionnaires sent to them. For ethical consideration for this research, the researcher needs the permission from the teacher to carry out this topic, and before the interview, the research must obtain permission from each respondent. All results must be kept confidential and to ensure the privacy of respondents. And this is the timeline. It took 12 weeks to finish this report. So, in conclusion, uh, through the study has identified some interesting findings and provide the basis subsequent research. The study sample was initially based on current situation, distribute and collected the survey questionnaires that were handed over to implement the research. And this is all information for presentation. If you have any question, you can ask me. Thank you so much for listening my presentation.